Imagine working tirelessly to build a peaceful, prosperous home, yet something still feels off. The money comes in, but it doesn't stay. Arguments surface out of nowhere. You sleep, but you never feel rested. What if the culprit isn't your mindset, your job, or your relationships, but a plant sitting silently in your living room? Most people consider the snake plant a good luck charm. It's marketed as low-maintenance, air purifying, and perfect for any space. But here's what no one tells you: when placed in the wrong spot, this plant doesn't just sit in the corner, it actively disrupts the energy in your home. It blocks abundance, it sharpens tension, and it silently undermines the peace you've worked so hard to create. This isn't mysticism, it's a matter of spatial psychology and energetic flow, something both ancient philosophies and modern design experts agree on. Your home is not just a container for your life. It's a living, breathing reflection of your emotional, financial, and spiritual state. And every item within it sends a signal. The snake plant, with its tall, sword-like leaves, is not neutral. It carries bold upward energy, sometimes helpful, but often too aggressive for soft, vulnerable spaces like bedrooms, kitchens, or your entryway. In today's video, we're diving deep into why this one common houseplant, if placed in the wrong location, can drain your wealth, stir conflict, and block your success. We'll explore where it harms, where it helps, and most importantly, how a simple shift in placement could restore harmony and flow back into your life. Because you don't need to throw anything away, you just need to understand what it's really doing to your energy. And once you do, everything changes. Part 1. Why this matters: your home shapes your life. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt tense, like something was off even if you couldn't explain it? Maybe your heart beat a little faster, or your shoulders tensed up for no clear reason. That's not a coincidence. That's your nervous system responding to the space around you. Your home doesn't just house your body, it houses your energy, your mindset, your ambitions. And when the energy of your home is misaligned, your life quietly follows. The layout, objects, and even the plants inside your home are in constant dialogue with your subconscious. They shape your mood, your focus, your ability to rest, your financial flow, even how supported or unsupported you feel. And yet most people decorate their homes based on Pinterest boards, trends, or convenience, with zero awareness of how those choices might be impacting their peace, productivity, or prosperity. The truth is, your home is not a neutral backdrop. It's a co-creator of your reality. Just as clutter creates mental fog, certain objects, no matter how beautiful, can create energetic friction. And one of the most common culprits, the snake plant. Yes, the same plant praised for surviving in low light and purifying the air. But here's the twist: the sword-like shape of the snake plant carries aggressive, assertive energy. When placed in harmony with the space, it can stimulate clarity and drive. But when placed near soft energy zone, like the bedroom where rest is essential, or the kitchen where nourishment and abundance live, it disrupts the very balance your nervous system craves. Think about it: if your bedroom is designed for restoration, why would you place a sharp, upright object inches from where you sleep? If your kitchen represents nourishment and wealth, why introduce a symbol of defense and alertness into that space? You wouldn't hang a neon warning sign over your bed. So why bring in the same vibration through decor? This isn't about superstition. It's about understanding that our brains are constantly scanning for signals, visual, emotional, spatial, and those signals shape how we feel, think, and behave. When your environment is calibrated to your needs, you thrive. When it's off, you feel it physically, emotionally, and even financially. That's why placement matters. That's why awareness matters. Because once you begin to see your home as a living system, one that either supports or sabotages you, you begin to take your power back. You don't need to renovate your house. You just need to reposition what's already there. A few inches, a different corner, a subtle shift in placement. That's all it takes to move from tension to peace, from blocks to flow. The snake plant isn't your enemy, but its power lies in how you use it. And if you've been feeling stuck, drained, or restless, it might be time to take a closer look at where the energy in your home is being held and where it's being blocked. Because nothing changes until something moves. And sometimes what needs to move is just one plant. Part 2. Common placement mistakes and why they hurt you. 1. Near the main door entryway. You might think placing a snake plant near your front door is a smart move. It's hardy, low maintenance, and gives off that sleek, modern vibe. But here's what most people miss: your front door is not just a doorway. It's your home's mouth. It's the portal through which energy, luck, and opportunity enter your life. In feng shui and even in modern environmental psychology, the entryway sets the tone for everything that follows. It's the first impression, not just for guests, but for the energy that flows into your space. Now picture a plant with stiff pointed leaves standing like a guard right next to that opening. What message does that send to your subconscious and to the energy entering your home? It screams, back off. The sharp lines of a snake plant near the entryway create a subtle but constant barrier. Instead of welcoming opportunity, it repels it. It's like placing a "do not disturb" sign on the front of your life. Over time, you may notice things just don't move. Job interviews stall, money doesn't quite land. People feel uncomfortable or rushed the moment they walk in. It's not magic, it's mood. That tension you feel when walking into a space that's a little too sterile, a little too stiff, that's the snake plant's influence when it's misused. And when it's by your front door, the impact isn't just local, it echoes through the entire house. If you've been feeling stuck, like no matter how hard you work, momentum doesn't build, take a look at your entrance. Your life's flow might be getting blocked before it even walks through the door. Sometimes moving one object a few feet to the side is all it takes to reopen that flow. 2. Southeast corner, wealth sector. Placing a snake plant in the southeast corner of your home might seem harmless. After all, it's stylish, compact, and doesn't require much care. But the southeast corner isn't just another space. In energy-conscious design and feng shui alike, it's known as the wealth sector. It governs financial flow, abundance, in your capacity to grow resources, whether that's income, investments, or long-term stability. Now consider what kind of energy the snake plant emits. Its tall spear-like leaves shoot upward with intensity. That's called shi or cutting energy. While it can be beneficial in limited contexts like breaking through stagnation or energizing a dull office, it's too aggressive, too sharp for a zone meant to nurture growth. Think of your wealth like a tree. It needs softness, flexibility, and consistent nourishment. Placing a hard-edged, assertive plant in that space is like planting a cactus in a flower bed. It dominates, dries out the surrounding soil, and leaves little room for gentle expansion. Over time, you might begin to notice financial friction, sudden bills, unstable income opportunities that collapse right before they materialize. It's not because the plant is cursed. It's because the energy it represents is too rigid, too defensive for a space meant to support flow and nourishment. If you want to build wealth, the southeast corner should be calming and stable. Gentle plants like jade pothos or peace lilies are ideal. They grow with ease, trail beautifully, and signal abundance without aggression. So if your finances feel strained despite your best efforts, take a moment to examine the southeast sector of your home. You may have unintentionally planted tension where you should have planted trust, and that's a correction you can make today. 3. Bedroom resting zone. At first glance, placing a snake plant in your bedroom might feel like a great idea. It's known to purify air, release oxygen at night, and survive in low light. But here's the catch: your bedroom isn't a workspace, a hallway, or an entry point. It's your most intimate, energetically sensitive zone. It's where your body rests, your nervous system resets, and your subconscious opens. In that sacred space, everything either contributes to restfulness or quietly disrupts it. The snake plant, with its tall, sword-like leaves, is full of active, upward-pushing energy, what Eastern traditions call yang. That's great for energizing a dull office or sharpening mental clarity. But in a bedroom, it does the opposite of what you need. It subtly triggers alertness. It keeps your body slightly on edge, as if something around you is too awake. Over time, you might not realize the cause, but you feel it: difficulty falling into deep sleep, more vivid or restless dreams, waking up more tired than you went to bed. It's not that the plant is bad, it's just mismatched. Your bedroom thrives on yin energy: soft, low, calming, nurturing. Imagine trying to fall asleep with a sword leaning against the wall beside your bed. You may not see it as a threat consciously, but your energy system does. And that's what the snake plant resembles: upright, rigid, always on. If your sleep hasn't felt truly restorative, or if you're waking up feeling mentally cluttered or emotionally tense, take a look around your bedroom. That strong, vertical, piercing energy might be doing more harm than good. Swap it for something gentler. Plants with rounded leaves, trailing vines, or nothing at all. Your bedroom isn't a place to stand guard. It's a place to soften, to heal, and to exhale. 4. Facing your stove or refrigerator. Placing a snake plant directly facing your stove or refrigerator might seem like a design choice, or just the most convenient spot in your kitchen, but energetically it creates friction in one of the most vital areas of your home, your nourishment zone. The kitchen especially, your stove represents more than just where food is cooked. In energetic and psychological terms, it's a symbol of sustenance, vitality, and wealth. It's where raw materials become nourishment. It's tied to how well you provide for yourself and others, both emotionally and financially. Now imagine this: your stove represents fire and nourishment. Your refrigerator symbolizes storage, preservation, and abundance. When you place a tall, rigid, sharp-leafed plant like a snake plant directly facing either of these, you're introducing a form of energetic confrontation. It's like setting up a barrier in front of your resources. The plant's strong vertical lines don't absorb energy, they deflect and cut. Over time, this creates subtle tension in your kitchen. Meals might feel rushed, family conversations while cooking become more strained, or you may find that food spoils faster and mealtimes feel less satisfying. These aren't just coincidences, they're reflections of disrupted energy flow. Energetically, the space in front of your stove and fridge should be open, warm, and inviting. It should allow you to move freely and nourish with intention. A soft, rounded plant or bowl of fresh fruit in these areas invites abundance and calm. But a spiky plant that stares down your sources of nourishment introduces a quiet opposition. If you've been feeling less connected during mealtimes, if you cook less often, or feel oddly unsettled in your kitchen, don't overlook the placement of your plants. The energy of your kitchen matters more than most people realize. It's not just where food is made, it's where your sense of comfort, care, and prosperity is either supported or quietly blocked. Part 3. The energy of plants is real. Here's the proof: we've all felt it, that subtle sense that a room feels off even when everything looks fine. Or the opposite, walking into a space that instantly makes you feel calm, inspired, or safe without knowing exactly why. This isn't woo-woo thinking or vague intuition, it's energy. And plants, believe it or not, are some of the most influential energy conductors in your environment. Science is only beginning to catch up to what ancient cultures already knew: that plants aren't just decorative, they're alive, responsive, and deeply interconnected with the human experience. Let's start with what modern research shows. Studies from NASA and the University of Queensland have demonstrated that certain indoor plants actively clean the air, removing toxins like formaldehyde, benzene, and carbon monoxide. But it goes deeper than just filtering the air. Research in neuroarchitecture and environmental psychology has proven that people working or resting around indoor greenery experience lower stress, better focus, and improved emotional resilience. One study showed that even just looking at a green plant for a few seconds can lower cortisol levels. Another revealed that hospital patients recover faster and request less pain medication when plants are present in their rooms. Energy is not just about vibes, it's biological. Your nervous system responds instantly to what surrounds you, and plants play a direct role in that feedback loop. But beyond science, let's talk about something deeper: intention. When you bring a plant into your space, you're not just adding a living thing, you're making a quiet agreement. You're saying, I want life here. I want growth, peace, movement, and connection. And the plant responds. Think about it. Have you ever had a plant in your home that suddenly started wilting for no clear reason, right? When you were feeling emotionally drained or overwhelmed, or one that seemed to thrive and blossom when you were feeling your most grounded and joyful? That's not random. That's resonance. The snake plant in particular is known for its durability. It survives where other plants wouldn't. It stands tall, it's sharp-structured, and doesn't bend easily. That's not just a physical trait, it's energetic. When you place it in a space that needs soft-flowing energy, like a bedroom or near the stove, it can conflict with what that space requires. It's not about good or bad, it's about alignment. Some plants, like the peace lily pothos or jadima, a softer, rounder energy. Others, like the cactus or snake plant, bring tension, alertness, and boundary-setting energy. The key is knowing what you need in each area of your life and choosing plants that match. Let's look at this through a high-performance lens. Jeff Bezos famously structured his day to protect his mental energy zones. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit daily to avoid wasting cognitive energy on trivial decisions. Oprah Winfrey surrounds herself with natural elements to stay centered and aligned. These aren't coincidences, they're conscious energy choices. Your environment either supports or sabotages your inner state. If the world's most influential people pay attention to how small things shape their focus and energy, why wouldn't you plants speak to the part of us that still remembers nature, that knows growth doesn't come from force, but from environment? The right plant in the right place is a silent partner in your growth, abundance, and peace. But the wrong plant in the wrong spot becomes resistance, not through drama or disaster, but through subtle daily interference, just enough to keep you slightly off, slightly restless, slightly blocked. Energy isn't magic, isn't. It's awareness. And the sooner you start choosing your plants with energy in mind, the sooner your home stops draining you and starts supporting who you're becoming. Part 4. Smarter placements. Let the plant work for you. It's time to stop treating your snake planter, any house plant, as mere decoration. Every item in your home either supports or sabotages your energy. Placement is not just about where something looks good, it's about where it works best for you. When you position your plant in the right place, it becomes a quiet amplifier of clarity, of groundedness, of prosperity. But the secret isn't just owning the right plant, it's putting it where its natural energy aligns with your intention. Let's talk about smarter placements that allow the snake plant to do what it does best: protect, strengthen, and support your personal power. The best places to put a snake plant are those that require stability, boundaries, and mental clarity. Let's begin with the home office. If you're working from home, studying, or even building a business, the energy in this room needs to be sharp, focused, and unwavering. That's exactly what the snake plant provides. Its upright sword-like leaves project strength and protectiveness. Placing it near your desk or behind your workspace creates an energetic backbone. It sends a signal internally and externally that you are grounded, alert, and not easily swayed by distraction. In feng shui terms, this type of vertical yang energy is ideal for professional settings. Another powerful placement: near your front door, but with intention. Unlike the mistake of placing it directly in the entryway, which may block flow, placing the snake plant just beside the door or slightly inside to the left can create an energetic filter. It's as if the plant stands as a quiet guardian, separating outside chaos from your inner sanctuary. This is especially helpful if your home feels exposed to street traffic noise or disruptive guests. In this role, the plant isn't blocking abundance, it's protecting it. Next, consider using the snake plant in transitional space, hallways, stairwells, or entryways between rooms. These are often overlooked areas, but they carry the energy that moves through your entire home. A snake plant here can stabilize that energy, smoothing transitions and reducing agitation or energetic static that often builds up in passageways. It's like creating an energetic buffer zone, a place for energy to collect and ground itself before moving forward. And finally, if you've got a meditation corner or a space dedicated to reflection, creativity, or prairies, the snake plant belongs there too. Not for softness or peace, but for support. Think of it as the anchor. You've got the incense, the cushion, the journal, but what holds the space steady? The snake plant does. It says this space matters. This practice is protected. It becomes a visual and energetic pillar that reminds you to show up fully. Placement is not just a detail. It's the difference between letting energy drift aimlessly and choosing to shape it. When you understand your space and match your plant's energy with purpose, you no longer live reactively. You live in alignment, and alignment is where transformation begins. Let the plant work for you, not as decor, but as a partner in your purpose. Final. By now you've seen that the snake plant is far more than a trending house plant or air-purifying leaf in the corner of your living room. It's a mirror, a stabilizer, a translator between your space and your state of being. And when placed with care, it becomes a subtle but powerful architect of your reality. We started this journey by challenging the casual assumption that a plant is just a plant. We looked at where it sits, how it faces, what it echoes, and what it interrupts. Because here's the truth, your home is not just a shelter, it's an extension of your nervous system. Its lighting, its textures, its objects, and yes, even its greenery, all send microsignals to your brain, regulating how safe, energized, or focused you feel. In neuroscience, this is called environmental cueing. In spiritual traditions, it's called energy flow. Different language, same core truth. When a snake plant is placed incorrectly, it can interfere with energy cycles meant to nourish you. Like standing in the wrong stream of wind, it doesn't just feel off, it shifts your entire rhythm. Placing it opposite your stove sends mixed signals to your wealth energy. Tucking it in the bedroom may harden your ability to relax. Positioning it in the southeast corner, your wealth zone, can accidentally mute the flow that was meant to grow. These aren't superstitions. They're energetic mismatches. Just like mixing red with green in design, or layering too many sounds in a song, too much tension, not enough harmony. But when we reframe our homes as living systems and we place each object as part of a greater intention, something shifts. We move from random living to conscious design. And in this conscious design, the snake plant becomes a partner, not a prop. In your office, it brings clarity. In a hallway, it balances transitions. Near the door, it filters energy before it ever reaches you. This is how wisdom meets modern life. This is how science meets sacred. And here's what's even more empowering. It's not the plant that holds the magic. It's the attention you give it, the awareness you bring, the decision to place something with meaning, not habit. The moment you pause, adjust, and align, that's where transformation begins. Because whether you're arranging furniture or reshaping your future, it all begins with placement. The outer is the mirror of the inner. So the next time you look around your home, don't ask what looks good here. Ask instead what feels right. What strengthens me? What helps me return to who I am at my best? The answers are already inside you. The plan is just a prompt, a signal, a quiet ally. And if you've made it this far, you're already not like most people. You don't just want comfort, you want coherence. You don't just want pretty, you want purpose. So place it wisely, live with intention, and let your space rise to meet your energy. Not just today, but every single day forward.